Coming into this NBA season, fans and pundits alike were excited. We saw one of the craziest free agencies in history, the Warriors finally fell apart, and superstars across the league were making crazy moves, meaning the league was once again wide open and unpredictable. And now we're about halfway through the regular season, and one of the most surprising teams are the Memphis Grizzlies. Coming into the season, the Grizzlies traded perhaps their greatest ever player, Mike Conley, for assets, and they started to rebuild. So that beloved grit and grind team of like Zach Randolph and Marcus Sol and Mike Conley all gone, and now they're ushered in a new era rebuilding, and it's headlined by Morant. You know, it's just a beautiful young core. Morant headlines by you got the likes of Jaren Jackson Jr., Trey Jones, Brandon Clark, and so much so, they are the 8th seed, which has led many people to wonder, in a few years, could this team be a powerhouse? And just before we keep talking about one of the league's hottest teams, if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a subscribe. I put a lot of my own personal time into making these, and it can take a long time from doing the thumbnails to editing to voiceovers, etc. So any kind of support would be greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's keep talking about the Memphis Grizzlies. So yeah, I kind of talked about it a bit before, about their young core. I reckon it's the best in the league. I mean, certainly up there. So they have quality young players like Dillon Brooks, who's 24, D'Anthony Melton, who's 21, Brandon Clark, who's 23, and Tyus Jones, who's also 23. So much so, they have the 3rd youngest team in the league, behind the Phoenix Suns and the Chicago Bulls. And you know, those 3 players, they're pretty decent. They are pretty decent, but the next 2 players, I feel, are definitely superstars in the making, and that is Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. At the time of this recording, Morant is currently averaging 17.9 points, 7 assists, 3.5 rebounds, shooting really efficiently. He's shooting 49.5% from the field, 40% from downtown in around 29 minutes per game. And you know, those are pretty solid numbers, especially considering he's a rookie. Obviously, he's probably going to win Rookie of the Year unless Zion comes back and puts up like historic stats, but I don't see it happening. I think Ja's going to win Rookie of the Year. And so much so, I delved into the archives, I looked up the stats. I want a Magic Johnson regarded as the greatest playmaker of all time. And look at these stats split by split between the two. So many similarities. In the points department, Magic is just edging Ja by 0.1. The assists, Magic is also beating him, 7.3 to 7 assists. The turnovers though, now this is key. Morant's got 3, he averages 3.3 turnovers a game, Magic averaged 4 turnovers. And look at that assist to turnover ratio. Morant's got a 2.1 assist to turnover ratio, Magic's got a 1.8. And then we look at the shooting department. Ja's 49.5% on his field goals, Magic is 53%, and then the 3-point field goals, Ja is 40%, which is crushing Magic's 22 3-point percentage. Now, I'm not saying Ja is going to be better than Magic. I'm not saying he is going to be the same as Magic. But it is looking nice. It's going to look a very nice trajectory for Ja. Obviously, he's one of the more gifted passers in the league. Still 19, I believe. He's explosive, he's athletic. He can obviously shoot the hell out of the ball. He only takes around 2.5 attempts from 3 a game, so I would like to see that volume increase, but early signs, Morant is special. He's going to be an all-star. He's going to be a superstar one day, and he's going to headline this amazing young core of players. And then you look at the second player who I reckon will be a superstar as well, Jaren Jackson Jr. In his sophomore year, he's averaging 17.8 points, 4.8 rebounds, which is a bit low, but it's alright, because Valanciuans plays the 5, of course, so I mean, hopefully those numbers go up, but either way, he shoots 48% from the field, so pretty efficient, 40% from 3 on 6.5 attempts per game. That is incredible, that is scary for the opposition, and that's an amazing building block. And he averages 1.5 blocks a game, so speaking of that, so he's been compared to Kevin Garnett in the past, but I kind of see more as a Chris Bosh, especially how Bosh learned how to shoot the 3 ball in his career later on. So I made the stats, I've made all this stuff as well, so yeah, here's his side-by-side stats of Chris Bosh. So Jackson is scoring more points than Bosh. He's averaging 1 more point than Chris. He's averaging less rebounds. Bosh was averaging more boards. Junior is shooting more efficiently to 48% to his 47%. Once again, I talked about that 3 ball. He's averaging 6 attempts per game from 3. Bosh shot 30%, but he literally shot 3 of 10 that season from 3. So I don't know if you get, that's not even qualified. And they both average the same amount of blocks. So you can see Morant and Magic Johnson, the similarities in their stats on their rookie years were pretty canny. And now we look at Jaren Jackson Jr. and Chris Bosh. They look pretty similar as well. Now, once again, I'm not saying they're going to be better than those counterparts, or maybe even the same, but once again, they look like they have amazing potential if they're already putting up these eye-popping stats at their age now. So in the offseason, Memphis decided to part ways with JB Bickerstaff, and they brought in Taylor Jenkins, who is a rookie coach. He's the second youngest coach in the league. He's only 35 years old. He's the second youngest behind Ryan Saunders from the Minnesota Timberwolves. He was only 33 years old, which is crazy to think about. And this is why it's such a perfect fit. He's a young coach with a very young team on average. Like, the average age was like 24, I think. So this is why it's a perfect fit. They're going to grow together. And you know what? It's not even a thing like Taylor has to get results in the long term. He's getting results now. He's currently got Memphis at the 8th seed in the West. Not that the East is a slash this year anymore, but that's still impressive. I don't know how many other rookie coaches can do that. Get a very young team at the 8th seed. Of course, he's got great talent, but he's utilising them right. And in my eyes, he's one of the most underrated coaches in the league. Like, you barely hear about him. He's doing an amazing job with this young team. He previously was an assistant coach with the Atlanta Hawks for 5 years, and then now he's finally getting his big shot to coach an NBA team. He did win the Summer League with the Grizzlies. He led them to a 6-1 finish. And yeah, he has the potential to be the next coach in the league. I'm going to say it right now. He's still so young. He's only going to get better from here with this young group. They're only going to improve it. They're both going to benefit each other. But, rookie coach with a lot of young players, it's a perfect fit. And it's only going to be positive from there. So with all that being said, I do see them being a threat in 2 more seasons. I reckon they'll be a top 4 seed in the West, because Ja Morant in 2 years, he's going to be a superstar. Jaren Jackson Jr., definitely an all-star, will be a superstar. We'll wait and see. And who knows, with these young players, they got Brandon Clark, by the way, he's looking like still of the draft. I didn't even mention him, but I will now. Brandon Clark is averaging like 13. He's doing his thing. He was a steal of the draft. He fell because of his arms being too short, which is a joke, and here he's eating it up. So in 2 more years, I reckon they'll have a good squad. Obviously, Taylor Jenkins, his schemes are only going to get better, so he's going to be an even better coach by then. And they will have lots and lots of cap space in the 2021 summer. Now, unfortunately, Memphis is a pretty small market, but if they're a final threat, maybe they can poach a big free agent. They have free agents like Bradley Beal, Victor Oladipo, Giannis. I'm not saying any of them are going to go, but there's a lot of big free agents in 2021, so they might be able to poach a big name if they are looking like a desirable attraction team. And if they aren't able to sign for a big play, they might be able to acquire a superstar in a trade. Those draft picks they have might be useless. They might be able to package them and a few other young players and do a trade for some other play in the future. But who knows? I reckon with this group of team and this coaching staff, it's only going to be positive, and it's going to be an amazing combination in the future. Anyway, so that's going to do it for me this video. If you did go to enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like and a subscribe. Once again, I do feel like Memphis is going to be a top team in 2 years. I'm looking forward to keep watching Jaren Jackson Jr. keep progressing, and all the other young guns they got too. Brandon Clark, keep an eye out on him. But anyway, so that's going to do it for me. Once again, like and subscribe. Till next time, been your boy Russo NBA. Peace.